Thank you. Okay, let's get started. So we are approaching the last part of the entire program of AOM2. So with the last hexagram, we are done. We are moving on to module 6, time to revolutionize. Now, if let's say you are in the stuck mode, that means the confining mode, 困挂, hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. So the way through is to use the lessons from hexagram well, go right through all the way until the bucket is out of the well. That means when there's one hurdle, you cross one hurdle. When there's two, you cross two. All the way. You give up halfway is as good as give up. You fail. Okay. But if you are able to successfully go all the way through and pull the bucket out of the well, then you see something different. That means you get out of that comfort zone, you change. Therefore, it is time to revolutionize. Okay, and that leads us to hexagram 49, 折火格. Actually, by going through all the hurdle after hurdle after hurdle, you're actually making a big change already, right? Don't you think so? So let's take a look at 折火格. Now, in Xu Gua Zhuan, it says 井道. 井道 means the law of the well. 井道不可不革也，故受之以革. In order for you to go through this well, you basically means you have to revolutionize the thing that you do, the way that you do. Okay? So a comfort zone is a beautiful space, but nothing ever grows there. So therefore, if you feel stuck in life, you feel stagnant, that is where you're in your most comfortable zone. Okay, most likely lah, and the comfort zone, and you're not willing to step out, and the comfort zone is no longer serving you. That's why you feel stagnant. So in order to break out of that, you have to revolutionize. And how to do that? Let's take a look at this hexagram. Now, rule of thumb for revolution. Now, revolution, right? The meaning of 革 means you really have to do big changes, overhaul. But the rule of thumb here, 革 doesn't mean throwing out everything. Okay? It's not about disposing everything that is old. Okay? It is disposing those things that is no longer serving you. So get it very clear. When you see a 革卦, doesn't mean you throw out everything. It's just trying to tell you, throw away those things that is no longer serving you. Okay? And the new means you throw away, you make space for something new to come in, right? The something new must be better than the remove old. I mean, this is common sense, right? I've seen people throw away the old one, consider old one, but take in the new one, but it's not as good as the old one. So what for taking? You get my point? Just because it's new, therefore you take in the new, but it's not as good as the old one. So don't. That means you are not going through the revolution the proper manner. So I repeat this again, rule of thumb for revolution. It's not about disposing everything that's old. It's only disposing those that's not serving you anymore. And the new should be better than the remove old. Basically, this is what it means. So if you look back at the past few years, you find that there are quite a number of disruptive revolution going on in the industry. Okay, in the commercial industry. For example, the ride hailing. Okay, the ride hailing. Now, taxi, cab, comfort cab, yellow top cab, all these cab, SMRT cab, all these things, they are the mainstream. Okay, but people, new minds comes in, with ride hailing, and they don't own taxi. Okay, so pretty disruptive way of doing things. This girl, okay, Airbnb, they don't own hotels. Okay, they don't own apartments, but they still, work in the way that the hotels and apartments are doing. So again, this is like a revolutionized way of offering accommodation. Now comes COVID. There are also many and COVID is a very good catalyst for 革. Also, crisis usually is a very good catalyst for revolution, right? So, like for example, digital payment came on very big way. So I think most of us now are using Pay Now, QR code, whatever, even the CDC voucher comes in digital payment as well. Okay, so yeah, and then delivery. Okay, delivery is also Food Panda lah, Grab Food lah. All these things are also changing the way we used to do things. So Darren say, 古董啊，就是古董. What you mean new age and thing? Okay. All right. New age, let me repolish again, called new age and thing. Okay. If say also, if nothing else to throw, what to do? Nothing else to throw, then nothing to throw. Okay. Nothing else to throw, nothing to throw. That means the moment you bring in something new, after a while, that something new may no longer serve you, and that will be the time where you need to dispose of that. Okay. Ge. Okay, let's take a deeper look at ge. The first line, this is the first line. First line says, if you want to ge, right? Like Grab lah, Gojek lah, coming into this industry, ride hailing industry. First thing they will encounter is strong opposition. From who? From the 地头蛇啦. 地头蛇 means the incumbents. Incumbents, like if you want to come into Singapore to offer ride hailing, then you have to compete with ComfortDelGro, the biggest giant in Singapore. Okay, and a lot of time, the biggest opposition is yourself. I mean, you are the biggest hurdle you need to cross. Okay, then if you can face the strong opposition as you grow, 6-2 means your choice. If you want to revolutionize, right? Either you make one big bang, one big painful revolution, or you make it happen over several smaller revolution, meaning small adjustment each time until totally change. Okay, I think Grab came in not in a very big painful revolution, but it came in very small, very subtle, and then more and more people join, and then now it's something like a force that, ComfortDelGro cannot ignore. You get my point? Okay, so you have a choice, either one big painful bang to change it or small adjustment. Which one would you prefer usually? One big bang or small adjustment? Up to you. Yi Jing say both way also can, but it's up to you, your choice. From what I understand from Yi Jing always go with 小序. 风天小序. 小序 means small step each time. That means you may be going for a big revolution, big changeover, big overhaul, but break it up into smaller chunks and then change the chunk by chunk. Okay, that is less painful, less gradual, less opposition. If say if get revolution but nothing needs to throw, what does that mean? Stay put and enjoy the current situation? No, it means that expect something may be changing. You may not be the change agent. Someone else could be the change agent. So someone else who is going to be the change agent may decide to go for small changes each time. And because you go for small changes each time, it feels insignificant, it feels less painful, you may not be able to identify it. So just be on the lookout. Is that okay? Next, go up 93. 93 says 格言三就. Okay, 格言三就. Yes, it could be external force, it could be an internal force. I don't know what's your question about. I don't know the background of your question. So I could only put it as a generic answer to you. So you have to evaluate your situation and say which one makes more sense. External force or internal force? Okay, so line 3 here, 格言三就. 格言三就 means the word sun. Whenever Yi Jing you read, you see a sun there. It doesn't mean three times. It means many times. All right? So 格言三就 means revolution usually don't come in one big bang. You look at China revolution, how many rounds of revolution? Okay, and it's only after that many rounds of revolution that China finally become the China it is today. Same thing with your life. Sometimes you're lucky, you can go one big bang, you cross over, become a new person. But a lot of time, people have to go through small changes, and many smaller revolution to finally become a new, completely new person. Okay, so it's called 格言三就. Now, 格言三就 doesn't mean that you must wait until everything is there ready, then you revolutionize. No. It basically means ready. Once you're ready, you feel you're ready enough, you go and shoot off the first round. And then once you shoot off the first round, you go and zero. Zero means you see where the round lands. If you spot on, you continue shooting with that posture, with that aiming target. You do the same thing. Repeat lah. But if you're off target, meaning you have to do adjustment, and then get ready again, then shoot, then aim again, then get ready. I mean, recalibrate with each shot. So this is how revolution comes about, with smaller chunks each time. So if say revolution confirm got thing happen, yeah, I wouldn't say confirm lah. Yi Jing never say anything that is confirm. Yi Jing say that the energy seems to be brewing in that manner. So if you think something bad is going to brew, watch out for the telltale sign. And if it does brew, it can bring about a revolutionized change. Basically, this is what it means. Darren said, take us billion of years from ape to human. Oh, that is really, really a revolution. Thank you, Darren. Yes, it's always over many smaller chunks of revolution. Okay, so revolution isn't about smashing something. Remember that. Revolution isn't about smashing something that means throw away everything that's old. No. It's about bringing forth something new. And make sure when you bring forth something new, that new should be better than the old. Okay? So if let's say Mercedes come out with new range of models that what do you call that, that works worse than the older model, then that is not a good change. Okay, so something like this, a new change must be better than the old one. Okay, so this is called revolution. Is that clear, everyone? Now, if it's clear, then with revolution, how to go through the revolution is another 学问. Okay, it's another 学问. That means how to go through the revolution, we have to learn from hexagram 50, which brings us to this hexagram called cauldron. 火风鼎. This 鼎 is called cauldron. Okay, funny, Yi Jing like to use words like, for example, well, to name one of the hexagram. And then right now here, use cauldron to name this hexagram 50. So there's something to learn from cauldron. Now, what is cauldron? Cauldron is like a pot, like the picture on the right there, pot, where in ancient time, army go to war, they bring along this cauldron to cook food for the army. Okay, so it's a cauldron. Now, in some ancient China, in some part of ancient China, cauldron is also owned by the king. Owned by the king. The cauldron looks like this. Okay, owned by the king. Right? So it was said, according to legend, that's some sidetrack a bit. It was said that whoever is mandated to be the king will have to own 9 cauldrons. 九鼎. Okay, have to own 9 cauldrons. All right. And this practice was abruptly stopped by Qin Shi Huang. Okay, by Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang is the first emperor of China. So before that is the Zhou Cao la, Shang Cao la, all these things. Every emperor have to own this 九鼎. Okay, that's why it called 一言九鼎. 一言九鼎, that means the emperor words is as strong as the 9 cauldron. Okay, but come to Qin Shi Huang. Qin Shi Huang, when he want to claim the throne, he can't find the cauldron. Okay, somehow the cauldron was lost. So therefore, he was the first emperor of China since then. After that, no more. To have ascended to the throne without a mandate of the 9 cauldron. That's why his dynasty lasts only 13 years. Okay, but after that, this culture, this practice has been cut off already. No more. Now president of China, they don't own the Thai cauldron anymore. Okay, so this is called Ting. Let me go back to my slides. Now, what is there to learn from cauldron that can relate to revolution? Okay, so hear me out. If say, but he is a great emperor, is it? Depending on who says that, lor. Some says he's a great emperor because he built the Great Wall. Some say he's a very brutal, arrogant, and a very authoritative emperor because he burns all the books in China except I Ching. Okay, only I Ching back then was the only book that was left not burnt. Oh, so interesting. Okay, otherwise we won't have I Ching today. Okay, so let's proceed with cauldron. So cauldron line 1 says, if you want something new in your life, you have to throw away old things. So this is a revolution, right? Revolution say throw old things that no longer serve you, right? So same thing, cauldron, right? Remember, I said army go to war, they'll bring along cauldron so that they can cook food. Now, imagine today they need to cook food for the army again, dinner time. So they will look into the pot to see what is left behind from the lunch, right? They cook for the lunch, there will be some leftover. Consider old things, right? So before you can use back this cauldron to cook for dinner, you have to overturn the cauldron and throw away all the old things that is no longer serving you. So the lunch food can no longer eat already, you must dispose. This is what it means by line 6. 顶颠子, 顶颠子 means the 颠子 means the tiptoe. So that means you need to tiptoe the cauldron. I mean, basically, is to turn it upside down and flip it and throw it out all the old things. 立出皮, 立出皮 means throw away all the things that's no longer serving you. Okay, so this is called line 1. Remember, relate this to revolution. If you want to go through revolution, this is what you should do. Then line 2, after you dispose all the things that no longer serving you, then line 2 is 顶有时我愁有急，我能急。哇 loosely translated is know what to put in first and what to put in last. You have a big cauldron like this. You have veggie, you have tofu, you have meat, you have fish, you have water. You put in water first, obviously. Okay, so between all the meats and veggie, which one should you throw in first? That's like steamboat lah. You throw in fish ball first, or you throw in salmon in first, or you throw 鲍鱼 first, or you throw in what first? You get my point? So revolution is the same thing. Which one do you do first? Which one do you change over first? Which one should you leave it to a later stage? So for example, maybe 鲍鱼 or salmon, it can be cooked very fast. So maybe that will be the later stage that you put in. Same thing with revolution. You have to go prioritize which one to go in first, which one to go in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. If you mess up the priority, you may mess up the entire revolution process. Okay, and you may not go through as smooth as you want it to be. Also, this is line number 2. Know what to put in first and what to put in last. Darren say, when you do prediction, symbolism first or 五行 first. That's right. Very good example. Thank you, Darren. That's right. Okay, next. So as you change out things, revolution is about changing out things, but not everything you change out, right? Change those things that are no longer serving you. So what are those things that are not serving you? It could be things, it could be items, it could be process, it could be systems, it could be people. Okay, it could be people. So therefore, there could be a time where some people used to be very significant, very influential, very powerful. Suddenly, because of this revolution, 风一吹 suddenly become insignificant. Suddenly, like, become redundant. Have you seen a big organization, because of some revolution, right? They go for overhaul and change here. Wow, some GM, some VP, some SVP suddenly like useless already, become redundant. It may happen during a revolution phase. On the flip side, people that maybe seems insignificant before that may suddenly become very important, suddenly become in the limelight. and suddenly can be promoted to very high level. So this is called 九三. Okay, 九三. So significant people might become insignificant and vice versa. Next, as you go through the changes, the overhaul, same thing with cooking. If one cook is fine, if an assistant cook is fine, but the moment you have a lot of many cooks trying to cook the same cauldron, it says here too many cooks going to spoil the broth. Okay, so it means limit to the inner core, the inner core of the executive team to go and do all the execution and the planning. The revolution way. If say master, if relationship get cauldron, how? What do you think? Very good point. Significant become insignificant. Alamak. Very good thing. So if you're always thinking back to relationship, okay. So what do you think? In one way, you are right. Significant may become insignificant, but insignificant may become significant. Look at both sides. Okay, look at both sides. Okay, so remember this doesn't mean there are many parties in the team is good for revolution. May not. You may need many executor, but you probably will need one or two brains. Alan Chua depends how we flavor it. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Then again, 格卦 doesn't guarantee you anything. Okay. You have seen many life example where they try to bring about a big change, but they fail. For example, Singapore, the bike sharing. Remember the bike sharing? Used to see every corner of Singapore, you see there are bikes parking alongside. Then after a while, it failed. They're trying to revolutionize bike sharing in Singapore, but it didn't take off. So not every revolution will pay off. So it says here, successful changeover doesn't guarantee a bed of roses. So bike sharing, maybe right now, 时不对. 时不对 means timing is not right. China, it can work, but not maybe time is not right for Singapore. So 隔言三就嘛. So if they are adamant enough, that means they will try maybe a few years later, then they'll try maybe again few years later, until the time is right. Then it take off in Singapore. So revolution is usually like that. That's like Singapore trying to push through the digital payment. Remember, many years back, before COVID, many years back, they are trying to push through digital payment. They failed in their revolution. Didn't really take off very well. But come COVID, timing right already. Go through. Everybody switch. You get my point? Okay, so this revolution also. Sorry. So you have to do what you have to do before you can do what you want to do. Set your priorities right. 火风顶. Is that okay? Okay, next. As you go through revolution, like say it's not a bed of roses, crisis may happen. Number one, crisis may happen. So along the way, crisis may happen. That's number one. Or another scenario is you have successfully revolutionized. That means change over. You have a new start. Everything is new. Okay. And then you start to enjoy life. But then when you start to enjoy life, you're thinking that, everything has been changed over already. So everything will be smooth, like nothing already. Remember, Tai Gua next door is Pi Gua. Okay. So when you're at this stage, remember about thunder hexagram, which leads us to hexagram 51. 震为雷. It's just trying to tell you thunder, right? It's trying to tell you thunder and lightning. If let's say right now it's thunder and lightning outside, very heavy thunder and lightning, and every other second you see thunder and lightning, do you dare to step out of your house? Okay, so this is like landmine like that. You don't know when you step out whether you'll be the next target. Okay, so 震卦 is 惊天动地. Basically, it means 惊天动地. So just now I mentioned, this can occur either along the way during revolution, some disaster strike, some crisis strike, and then derail the revolution. Or everything is over already. You think everything back to normal, a new normal, and then peaceful crisis strike. If say master cauldron is not a bad卦, yet we must have 四理 first. Is it? What is 四理? No卦is bad卦. It may sound bad, but there is some goodness in it. Some hexagram may sound good, but there's trapdoor in it. Okay, so what do you call that? No good or no bad lah. Okay, so strength or 势力 strength strength. You need the strength. Not only this physical strength, you need mental strength. You also need the timeliness. Okay, timeliness. So 顶卦、革卦, we have to see it together. So it's all about timeliness also. Because, like for example, digital payment many years back, it didn't work out. But because of COVID as a catalyst, it worked out this time around. So it's all about timeliness. Can? So 顶卦 can also means in Cantonese phrase 顶住 顶住 means 暫時當. It can also mean this way. Is that okay? So, but for cauldron, there's one more layer. It's all about priority. Meaning, remember, does not talk about cooking, whether you throw in the tofu first, or you throw in the meat first, or you throw in the fish first. Which one come first? Which one come next? The priority. Is that okay? Okay, let's talk about disaster. Disaster can strike anytime without warning. This is quite true, right? COVID struck us without warning, right? And then sometimes earthquake strikes without warning. Tsunami strikes without warning. But nowadays, we try to catch the warning. There are tsunami warning center. There are earthquake warning center. We are trying always to catch that warning by understanding how nature behaves. Okay, but I Ching already said disaster can strike anytime without warning. Yeah, that's like 911, 911, the Twin Tower bombing of New York, and then COVID is one of them. Disaster strikes, or suddenly you're being asked to, you're being called into the HR office, and then you're offered a what kind of corrugator box like this to ask you to go. You are being retrenched. This is also can be a personal level disaster or crisis. That means straight away, no income for you. Why I Ching bring up 正卦 here? I think pretty appropriate. Is that so far we have talked about challenges, and then challenges saying that, oh, no winter, skip Eastern, spring will come. This is a big crisis. Sometimes you caught off guard. Sometimes you don't know what to do. Okay, so if I Ching bring this up here, is trying to remind us again that as you climb up the life cycle, the snake and ladder, right? The hurdles and the challenges will get bigger and more headache. At this stage here, almost to the end of the life cycle, if you get hit by hurdles and obstacles, it could be a disaster or it could be a crisis. So the higher you go, the harder you might fall. So it's reminding us a crisis is always a wake-up call. Okay? Crisis is a wake-up call. If you get retrenched suddenly, it's really a wake-up call. All right? That no job is permanent. No such thing as loyal to the company. It could be a wake-up call. Okay? COVID strike. For those countries that's never prepared for pandemic one is another wake-up call. Okay? For if Singapore never stockpile mask, never stockpile this, never stockpile that, it's the wake-up call for Singapore. That's like SARS back then in 2003. Then, I Ching says, when the storm of life strikes, the time to prepare has passed. Basically, this is what it means. When it strikes, whatever time you have to prepare is no longer there. But so be prepared for the unexpected. If say, master, if get thunder is heng sui, right? Not heng sui. Not heng sui. Sometimes natural disaster, how to be heng sui? But lucky for us, Singapore, we don't have earthquake lah. But who knows? Who knows? We felt tremors before. Who knows these tremors may get stronger and stronger? Okay, who knows? Who knows? So therefore, our government need to prepare also. If the tremors get stronger and stronger, can our building withstand? Still withstand. So right now, for example, we know the government know that the sea level is getting higher and higher, right? Okay, we all noted that, right? Sea level is getting higher and higher, right? So government is pumping in a lot of money to counter the rising water level. Now, as a preparation for that, okay, because government know that if this water level rise to a level that it become a crisis and we are not prepared for it, that's it. So what I heard pretty recently was that for those landed house, if you want to reconstruct, I mean tear down and then rebuild landed house, there must be a 1 meter height, 1 meter height there, so that rising water, you have a 1 meter buffer for the rising water. That is what they do for preparation. Okay. So if say because who know how to prepare, master, yeah lor. That's why along the way, So for example, between SARS and COVID, which one worse? COVID, right? Today we say COVID lah. Back then we say SARS lah. Okay, so for us, anytime that is the first time encounter, we say, wow, back then it's SARS. So every few years we will cry about SARS, sing song about SARS, things like that. But now come COVID, SARS become muted. But we learn from SARS, Sikan, remember Sikan? We built out some kind of drawing plan to deal with pandemic. Same thing with rising sea level. Government come in with some preparation, some preventive measure. So you don't have to. Oh, Eve is asking what is Sikan. I thought I mentioned that many times. What is Sikan? Remember that? If Sikan. Right, so Darren said, therefore, at time cannot blame MMC retrench or fire you, cause you take a lot of money than other, and your task that you do is minimal. So what to complain? Yeah, lah, sometimes like that, lah. So, for example, Abe case, they knew that they're going to stand in the public ground to talk. And they don't have a stage. They are standing right in the middle of nowhere and it's surrounded 360 degrees. This is just my opinion. I may be wrong. This is just my opinion. I'm peeping through the door peephole, and I'm just commenting based on what I observe. So I may be wrong. So by right, I shouldn't be commenting anything. But for the purpose of this class, okay, they have all the time to prepare with regards to the security, okay, with regard to the security of Abe, right? But somehow this happened, and it's happened at close range. It's not from a sniper from one building away or top level, Okay, so therefore, I would say, in my opinion, this is a lapse of security. In my opinion, I may be wrong, because this is so close, up close and personal. It's been shot dead. Okay, so therefore, when it strike, the time to prepare gone already. If say, sorry, master, can explain a bit. Sikan is to prepare for the worst. Yeah, but if nothing happen, how to advise people to prepare for the worst? Sikan is to deal with the challenges as it come. After dealing with it already, once you cross the challenges, learn the lessons. Either you have a post-mortem, your AAR, a debrief, whatever you call it, draw lessons from it, come up with a drawing plan, draw a plan to deal with something similar that's going to come again. So the something similar next time could be even a bigger scale, but at least you have a drawer plan. So this is called preparation. Get the point? It's called 习惯。习惯练习，练习什么？习惯什么？就是练习这个坎字。Is that okay? If Darren says 习惯 a question to ask ourselves, am I better and different than yesterday? Very good, thank you. Okay, next, whatever crisis 啦，物不可以中通嘛。 物不可以中皮嘛。In AOM1, we already learned that 物不可以中皮. You see that happening here again. It says crisis won't last forever. All we need to do is keep moving forward. COVID won't last forever. All we need to do is keep moving forward. Okay, 七热得 here, the last part here, 七热得 means 7 days. You get it, meaning it will be over in 7 days. Now, 7 days is not really exactly 7 days. It just means that it will come back. Okay, it will come back. I mean, it will get better. You say, haha, where got so fast? Yeah, so it's not exactly 7 days, but like, for example, when I tell you, you see the word tree, it means many, 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 many. Okay. So, therefore, Zhen Gua say you need to have SOP, you need to have business continuity plan, you need to have emergency plan, you need to have reserve, you need to have this, you need to have that. Basically, it's telling you to be resilient, to be ready. That means your state of readiness or preparedness. Basically, it's just trying to tell you this, be prepared. Oh, okay. Now, be prepared is one thing. Some people, in order to avert this kind of calamities or crisis or disaster, right, they stay on high alert mode all the way. Now, what happens if you are always on heightened alert? Imagine if, let's say, our government never relax the restriction on COVID, and then our healthcare worker are always on high alert. Nobody can go leave, and everybody got to stay in. For example, I'm just setting a lame example. What will happen to those healthcare workers? I think they will go bonkers. Okay, so Yi Jing just said, be prepared, be ready, 够了. Okay, be prepared, be ready, 够了, and test out the plan if need be from time to time. Make sure it stay relevant. So, but again, it's trying to remind us, don't be overly paranoid. Okay, paranoid until you got to stay high alert. No. Okay, can you imagine anybody staying high alert, heightened alert all the time? You will break down very soon. Darren say, recently I heard from a friend, she meet her new HR. After shake hands, she immediately go and wash hand. Oops. Serious? So obvious? Oh my God. Okay. Wow. Okay, so they must be standing beside a basin when they shake hand. But otherwise, it's so obvious, right? I mean, shake hand already, then say, excuse me, and let me go to the toilet wash hand. Okay, never mind. Okay, so from here, that's like COVID, how we handle COVID. There will be a time we cannot stay on high alert all the way. Nobody can tahan. So therefore, it brings us to the next hexagram called hexagram 52, Geng Wei San. Interesting. Now, why from heightened alert, from Zhen Gua crisis, disaster, suddenly come to mountain? Anybody want to try to draw this relationship? Why from Zhen Gua suddenly, talk about mountain? Alan said thunder and mountain always link. That's right. Thunder and mountain always link. Always link. Correct. If say Zhen moving too much, need to stop. Very good. Zhen is moving too much, need to stop. Heighten too much, heighten too much. So need to not say stop, need to rest. Darren said, as you heighten, there's always limit. Very good. So now you all know how to see the relationship from hexagram to hexagram to hexagram. So why is it being arranged in this manner? It's pretty logical. So indeed, like you all say, which is all correct. Okay. When you go all the way to heightened alert, there will be a time you will go snap. So you need to rest. You need to pause. Now in life, talk about personal life. Nowadays in modern society, how many of you are always on the heightened alert? Heightened alert means, wow, WhatsApp come in already. Wow, chong look, see, your boss send you messages. Heightened alert. At night, you still think about your project, about the your KPI, your quota, heightened alert. So people, a lot of people right now, they're running this rat race. Okay, so this is how most people life look like, as though there is a tiger running behind them. they have to just keep on running forward. Anybody living life like that? I hope not. I hope not. Okay, I throw away the tiger long time ago. Darren say LKY also play well from Zheng to Geng. Know when to rest. That's right. That's right. Okay. So let's look at nature. Nature say, not nature say that. Nature has already established a work pattern for us. Okay, a work pattern for us. It's a 6 days of work to 1 day of rest. Now look at it. Nature says morning, you wake up, you go and do your work. Okay. And then after work, evening, you come back, you family time. Okay. But still activities lah. Still activity, but mellowed down activities lah, family time lah. Then after that, at night, you sleep, no activity. That means zero activity. Yeah. So this is to recharge your battery. This is in a day pattern, work pattern. Now, in a year pattern, you have spring. Spring is where all the grass and all the trees grow, activities. Then we come to summer. Summer is all the flower will start to bloom. Then come late summer is all the fruit start to bear. And then autumn, people go and harvest. So you see, all the way got activities, activities, activities. And then come winter time is where all creatures hibernate. That means zero activity except human being. Even plants also shed their leaf, shrink down. Okay, no activities, conservation, right? So this is nature's work pattern. You work, 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 work. Okay, activity, activity, activity. Then after that, no activity. So it's just like us like that lah. Okay, although we work through, but we still need, for example, 6 days of work, 1 day rest, or 5 days of work, 2 day rest. You get what I mean? Or 16 hours of work, 8 days sleep. Something like this. So we must always factor in a portion, a component for rest. Why we need that is because we can rest so that we can get more done. Nature hibernate in winter so that springtime comes, they are able to reproduce again. Okay? So if say, Master, relate to just now your question, chased by tiger, if I dream saved by lion, what symbolism is this? Sorry, disturb a bit. A bit sidetracked already. This, okay, because we are not talking about dreams. But since you talk about dreams and talking about lion, you're talking about danger, because you're saved by lion means you probably in some kind of danger. Danger could be a kan gua. Lion could be a qian gua. Can you form a hexagram using these two? I'm just off the cuff think about it because I don't know about your dream. So you may want to think through again what are those critical components in your dreams. Roughly, loosely, you're in danger and you're being saved by lion. There could be a kan gua, there could be a qian gua. So you read along that line. Okay, so to the class, if you have some insights, feel free to comment in the chat box also regarding this dream. Chased by zombie. Zombie could mean 小人. Okay, zombie could mean 小人. I don't know. So this is how we read symbolism. And then if you can relate to hexagram or trigram. Okay, so if you have 坎卦, you have 乾卦, it could be 天水送. That means you might go into an argument or a dispute, right? Is that okay? So this is how we do dream deciphering. Okay, let's move on. 断词耿直也. 耿直也, okay, means pause. It doesn't mean stopped. Okay, it doesn't mean stop. And it says that there is a time to rest, there's a time to move. Okay, so I think I've shown you already nature's work pattern. So activity time is yang, no activity time is yin. So we call it yin and yang balance. So when yin and yang in their rightful timing, abundance will follow. That's why people, those saints, 真人圣人they always advocate 天人合一, 天人合一 is because we want to flow into the yin yang work pattern. And we are able to flow in the yin yang work patterns, abundance will follow us. Okay, so this part here, the fourth line here, 更其其所也. Basically, it means not to be affected, not to be distracted. What it means by that, meaning when it's time to come to a time where you need to rest, stop, rest, then do a proper rest. This is what I Ching is trying to tell us. If it's time to rest, do a proper rest. Nowadays, at night, when you're supposed to go to sleep, when you get onto your bed, what do? Come, be truthful. Type in the chat box. When you climb onto the bed, what do? At night? Come on, let's share with the class. Paul say handphone and plus TikTok. Alan say see handphone. Can you see the pattern now? Facebook. Okay. If say sleep within 10 minutes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Now I share with you what I do. Okay. I won't carry my phone up on bed with me. I'll put one side. I'll go up to the bed and I will do a very quick, short meditation to cleanse my negative energy. That's about it. Darren say Facebook. So you can see when it's time to rest, I Ching says, please go and rest. Don't do any other thing, especially things that can zap your yang energy. Okay. Don't be affected. Why is it don't be affected? It's saying that because when you watch TikTok lah, you watch Facebook lah, and you saw a very amazing, funny video clip lah, you laugh with it, or you get angry with it, or you get sad with it, you're emotionally charged. When you're emotionally charged, whether you're happy or sad or angry, you are tipping the balance of your yin-yang energy inside you. And therefore, you probably may not have a good night's sleep after that. Okay? So, what to do is trying to tell you when it's time to rest, 面不改色. In short, it's trying to tell you 面不改色 and how to go achieve that 面不改色 is that when you deal with people, right, you deal as though you are looking at the people's back. You see, look at people's back, not the front. Because when you look at the face got expression, right? You will follow the emotion. But if you imagine you are actually facing someone's back don't give out expression, emotional expression, then it won't invoke any emotional expression from you too. So therefore, it's called 面不改色. If say I also meditate before sleep, next day very fresh. Yes, that's right. Very good. If you do that also, okay, very good. So remember this, rest time. It says, please rest. Don't do something to disturb the balance of your yin yang. So basically, Hexagram 52 say, don't always go on heightened alert. There's time to rest. You need to rest, right? So therefore, the purpose is to rest so that you can cover more distance. Basically, this is what it means. Rest so they can cover more distance. So therefore, in short, it's trying to lead us to this hexagram. Hexagram 53, 风山剑, gradual progression. You see, again, I Ching is telling us don't go for one big bang. No use, no point. Always go for small step each time. And after each step, you want to celebrate, you celebrate. But after that, rest a while, then come back again, move. And then you cover more grounds, rest again. After that, cover more grounds. Okay, so here you don't need to take all the steps, only the next one. 风山剑 is actually trying to tell us this. Masters, if say master, so if get mountain gua, a pause is a must, but if not permitted, how? Find some ways to pause. Find some ways to pause. Okay, you cannot pause on A, maybe you pause on B. If you cannot pause on B, pause on C. Okay. Next, wrong. Back to this, 风山剑, gradual progression. It is, you don't have to take all the big steps. You just take the next one will do. Okay, focus on the next step. How to do? How to do? Basically, this is like what we do in I Ching Prediction Boot Camp. How to eat an elephant. Basically, this from here is break it down into chunk by chunk. Small step each time. 尖自敬也. Okay, 自敬也 means progress. 进 means go in deeper, but progress smaller step. So in modern society, it could mean like doing a probation, okay, or a pilot run on certain things. You don't have to go one big bang, say I launched this, I launched that, but you can go in small with a pilot run or proof of concept, right? So as you do your probation or you do your pilot run, then you monitor and see how things goes. If you need to adjust, you adjust. Remember that's why I talk about the 格言三句. You need to do ready, aim, shoot, ready, aim, shoot, ready, aim, shoot. So same thing here. You do your pilot run, and through the pilot run, find what are those things that's not serving you, adjust, try again. So once everything is okay, you can confirm. Okay. And then you progress with moral integrity. Again, this moral integrity is very, very important. Plus the humility, 牵挂. And last but not least is adapt, but stay intentional. Remember we talk about 雷锋恒. 雷锋恒 is meaning you have to persevere all the way through, but you have to make minor changes along the way, but stay intentional. So same thing with this 风山剑. Gradual, but you got to stay intentional. Okay, and then you have to adapt changes along the way. Ready, shoot, aim. Ready, shoot, aim. Then you find that your path forward is not very painful. It's not something insurmountable. Okay, so here I call it 坚之道 I'm not say I call it, 已经 call it 坚之道, meaning slow progress is still progress. Every day, just keep doing something that will inch you closer to a better tomorrow. So this is the essence of 风山剑, small step each time. Is that okay? Now remember, in lesson 1, I show you this 卦. Okay, I show you this 卦 about this this client of mine asking me whether SG will go into second breaker. That was some early last year, and then you got the 卦 of 天火同人风山剑 and then 火雷四克. Okay, and then last 2 lessons we covered this one 天火同人 already. We covered 火雷四克. Now left with this 风山剑. So based on what we gone through just now on 风山剑 gradual progression, and looking at this 卦, looking at the question, can you all type something in the chat box? What can you draw out from this 风山剑 relating to the question about second circuit breaker, about COVID-19? And if you want, you can draw reference from 天火同人 and 火雷四克. Remember, it is in the middle. Therefore, this is a process. Type something in the chat box. You don't have to know I Ching prediction to answer this question. Yeah, all you need is AOM knowledge. Okay, I'll wait for you all to type in. So meanwhile, let me go on. Okay, I'm going to share with you a bonus tips. Remember in AOM1, I show you a way how to get from 皮卦, how to get from 皮卦 to 太卦. Okay, and then in AOM2 first lesson last Saturday, I also show you a second way how to overcome the 皮卦, right? By going through the 天火同人卦. Now here's a third tips for you how to get from 皮卦 to 太卦. Basically, it's trying to tell you make use of 风山剑 and 山风谷 to get back to 太卦. How? Now we know that 乾卦 on top, 坤卦 below. It means the current is not moving. There's no circulation, and there's no circulation. That means it's a 皮卦 or choke pipe. So what we can do here using these methods is somehow we know that let's say this is the management, this is the citizen, the ground people. There will be an interface. There will be an interface where the ground people will interact with the so-called the management team. There will be a layer, an interface layer there. So what we need to do is to get this layer to talk with each other first. That means a circulation to talk to each other. Can you see here? Talk to each other. So when you talk to each other, mean that circulation is called 风三剑. And once they are able to circulate and pass some ideas and say, okay, let's gather a higher echelon people to talk, and then that is where we can escalate and let the second line talk to second line. That becomes 三风谷. Usually it will get more confusing, but it's okay because we know we are getting there. The moment we can settle the second line, then we go and let the third line talk to third line. Okay, so in that sense, once we're able to cross this, we get back to 地天台. Okay, if say master gradually open yet play by ear of the situation with awareness. That's right, very good. Basically, that means it's like that, lor. But we still have to deal with it, lor. So we see 见招拆招. Okay, basically this is Singapore government way of thinking. If I'm not wrong, I mean based on this quote, is 见招开招, gradual progression or gradual adjustment to the SMM, the safe management measures. Okay, next. If we are able to small step each time, and each time we can cover more grounds, sooner or later we will reach our destination. And that is called returning maiden. And that brings us to hexagram 54, 雷泽贵妹. Now, 雷泽贵妹means 贵树. 贵树 means your destination point, where you're destined for. 贵树, so it's 贵妹啦. So it means here, as you go through all this while, all these obstacles and whatever, there must be a destination you want to reach to. You can call it your master plan, you can call it your life purpose, you can call it whatever. But some people don't know where they want to head to. That is a very sad news. Okay, that's a very sad news because ultimately, after doing so many things, they find that this is not where I want to be. Oh, it's a very sad thing. And then you hit 50 years old, 60 years old, worse. No more runway to run. Okay, so very, very important is from the start, you know your master plan, you know your destination, you know your life purpose. And each time as you make small steps, make sure you're aligned to the destination. And that's why it's called staying intentional to the destination. 君子以勇中之逼. So 雷泽贵妹. Look at this hexagram. You find that line 1 单位, line 2 不单位, line 3 不单位, line 4 also 不单位, line 5 不单位, only line 6 单位. So this hexagram, only 1 and the 6, beginning and the ending is 单位. In between is 不单位. So if you know line 1 is your master plan, where you want to go to, okay, that means you have that intention to proceed along this path so that ultimately you want to reach this part here, this last line. But in between the path, because it's 不单位, right? Your path forward is like this icon here. Go haywire one, okay, haywire. But no matter how haywire it is, as long as you stay intentional, whatever changes you make, you're always trying to align back to your destination. Okay, basically this is what it means. Now, 六不死成虚旷野. 旷野 means 虚旷野 means 旷 is a basket, 虚 means empty. But it appears at the last line here. It means ultimately after going through all this, you may end up with nothing. Okay, you may end up with nothing. That is, if you are staying intentional, you may end up with nothing. Okay, but if you don't stay intentional, you will definitely end up with nothing. This is what Yi Jing says. So do you want to take a chance? If you stay intentional, you still got 50% chance that you get to where you want to be. If you don't stay intentional, you will definitely get an empty basket. Okay? So if say, but master, not everyone so lucky you know what to do in life. Yeah. So how to advise them? Seek a mentor, seek a life coach, or do some some spiritual things to find out what is the life purpose. All right. So there are many techniques out there to help one to find the life purpose. So can try that. But it's not easy, but you can try. So like I say here, this hexagram telling us, 贵妹, is that if you don't know your life purpose, in the end, sure get empty basket. But if you know and you stay intentional, there's no guarantee you get a full basket also. But at least you have a chance. You get a shot at it. Oops. So here, it says here, 行百里路，半九十. Loosely translated, it means a task isn't done until it's gone. It's done, sorry. So same thing, if you have a 闺妹 and you have something to pursue on, don't give up. If you give up halfway, no, it is considered fail. Or it is just like that hexagram, well hexagram, the 水风景. You need the water, you got to pull all the way out. If you need the basket, you need to go all the way through. But in between, prepare for this haywire thing lah, this haywire path lah, haywire path. So let me repeat, even if you stay intentional, there's no guarantee you can reach the destination. But if you don't stay intentional, confirm you get empty basket. So which one you want? So you see, eating also play safe. In the end, it end up advising us, 尽人事，顺天命. Yeah, do your level best and leave the rest to the universe. Okay, leave the rest to the universe. Like that lah. Also remember this one, 尽人事，听天命. Everyone can follow me? Okay. Now, if you can get to your destination, then you will experience abundance. Am I not? Okay, so that's where it's called, leads us to hexagram 55, 雷火风, abundance. Now, when you reach abundance, that means you have everything ready under the sun, everything. So how do you know you have arrived? Okay, I Ching has a very good yardstick for us to know how do you know you have arrived is 风多故也. 风多故也 means when you're at that 风 stage, you have a lot of old friends showing up at your door. What does it mean? Means that friends that never get in touch with you suddenly will knock your door or call you on your phone or message you, WhatsApp you on your phone, say, hey, let's meet up for tea. Why? Want to borrow money. Okay, or want you to ask favor from you because you have everything, they don't have anything. Okay. Now, if it's asking, what if they said daily chore already fill up their life, no space to think further. If get written maiden, how to advise? Now, before we get when you get written maiden, meaning it is even more timely that this squad is trying to tell them that they must really look out for their destination. That means their life purpose. And if they say that daily chore already filled up, isn't what we went through just now saying that 损之又损, the 损卦, and the revolution 卦, and the prioritize, the cauldron 卦, the prioritization 卦. Okay, it's telling us you need to free up something so that new, better things can come in. If they say their daily chore already fill up the time, they are starting the process for something new, or are they stopping the process for something new? What is your take? Everyone else, type in the chat box. If they give you the answer, say daily chores already fill up the time, are they stopping the process for something new to come in, or are they starting the process? What do you think? Yeah. Okay. Now abundance. Abundance say 易热中. 易热中 abundance is like the sun rise daily and then reach to the top part, the known part, and that is the most shiny part. Okay, the most hottest part. And most hottest part means most glaring part lah, whereby you need to wear sunglasses lah. So abundance basically means that you have come to a spot whereby you're so glaring that people, wow, look up at you, see the golden radiance, around you. This is called abundance. Yeah. But like the known sun, it will tipper over very fast. Okay. So your radiance will last as long as your moral integrity does. The moment you do something stupid, your radiance is gone. That's like the Sri Lanka president. He was once called a hero of the country, yeah. But look what happened to him now. So basically, if you're abundance, what we need to do is 保风. Okay, 保风 means preserve the abundance as long as possible. How to do it? Uphold moral integrity. And then if let's say it's an organization, right? And the organization has grown to such a size that people, wow, this company is so big. It's time to get the right people to do the right job. Also called job fitting lah. Now, what happens if you fail all this, step into the trap door? Like Steve Jobs. Okay, like Steve Jobs, at the age of 30, he was at the prime in Apple, but he did all the funny, lousy things. Therefore, he got fired by Apples. And what happened to him after that? He went into traveling mode. And that leads us to hexagram 56, 火山旅, traveling. Now, traveling, what it means here is that you have to pack your luggage and then being kicked out of your place of stay lah. So like Steve Jobs like that lah, got to kick out of Apple lah. Okay, so this is one example. Alibaba also, not Alibaba, Jack Ma also got kicked out from Ant Group and then disappear up to now. Okay, so it is like pack up your bag. Now, what do you do if you have to go through this phase? Then you have to look out for 火山旅卦, traveling 卦, and then learn from there. Okay, it says here can only go for small gain. Now, when you're at this stage, I think Steve Jobs will want to go, may not want to go for big salary job at this stage. As long as there's a job, there's an income, okay. But along the way, just go for small gains. You are not in a position to go for big gains. Yeah. So at the same time, be adaptable. Don't complain. Don't complain. I used to be like that. I used to be like this. You're no longer Dragon Line 5. You drop to Line 1, behave like Line 1 Dragon. Something like this. Okay. So know your place. Know your place. Yeah. And then as you move around, move with a growth mindset. And this is also the best time to learn. Otherwise, if Steve Jobs had remained the L5 mentality, that means the Dragon 5 mentality, he would never have come back to Apple again. Okay, because he opened up his mind, he found Pixar. He found another door open. So this is what Steve Jobs says. Sometimes life is going to hit you in the head with a brick. It did to him, but he didn't lose faith. You say master traveling can also changing life direction. Yes. As long as you have to go into an unknown territory, you can refer back to traveling hexagram, or changing job or relocate to a new place. That's right. You are right, Eve. Very good. So you see, from Steve Jobs also said this. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. This is what he said. Okay, I didn't make this up. This is what he said. So you see, from 火山旅, he can quickly come back to 雷火风 abundance very quickly. How? From being the sixth line, straight away he come down humbly to the first line. And he straight away changed back to 雷火风. Straight away. Okay. Darren said that there is a story about Kongzi without him meeting Lü Gua that been foretell his future by the blind man. Kongzi will not be so amazed about I Ching accuracy that he returned 10 wings. Oh, is that so? Okay, so somebody advised him on I Ching before. Okay, so again, a reminder, universe won't close a door without opening another better door for you. So keep moving forward. So you see, I Ching always tell us to say, don't despair, move forward, look out for another open door. So if you're at Huasanlu, right, that means you're traveling, you've been kicked out, or go into unknown places, right? So if you want to come back into Lei Huafeng, right? I think I've shown you how already, right? You can straight away move or cover up, go into the Bi Gua first. That means go into the basic, go back into the basic, and then from there slowly come back up like Steve Jobs like that. Okay, or just now I already mentioned already, six line go to the first line, change. If say if get hexagram 56, we shall compare 57, 55. Yes, you can do that. Look behind, look forward. You can do that. Take reference. So at traveling mode, right? We please use the appropriate dragon. If you're at line 1, use back line 1. If you're line 2, use line 2. If you're line 3, use line 3. Don't insist that you are line 5 because you used to be line 5. Is that okay? All right. So this is called Lu Gua. If you get out of that Lu Gua, then this is what you should do. Use the right dragon. So Eve also mentioned just now, talk about changing job relocate As long as you go into an unknown territory, you have to learn from Huasanlu. Right? So with this, I've ended module 6.